Braves begin a stretch of 12 straight games against division opponents, beginning with the Stephen Strasburg Show as it hits Turner Field, the Nationals and the Braves here on Peachtree TV. Good evening, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. This is Joe Simpson. 21-year-old Stephen Strasburg had taken 2 starts in the major leagues before landing the cover of Sports Illustrated. Now it's start number 5, his second on the road. What are we going to see tonight, Joe?
A lot of excitement, number one, Ernie, and especially for me because I love watching new, young, exciting players come to the big leagues. But we went to the source, a guy who knows something about throwing hard, and that's John Smoltz, who gave us a great scouting report on Stephen Strasburg. He's seen him pitch a couple of times. First of all, it's the fastball. It always starts there. A 4-seam fastball, 99 to 100 miles an hour, unhittable if it's up. You cannot chase that pitch. A 2-seam fastball that has some movement down in the zone at 96. John says he has the best curveball I've ever seen, even better than Kerry Wood's. He said it's got tighter spin. A 92-mile-an-hour changeup. That's right, 92. Bottom will drop out of that, but that pitch is a little more hittable than the others, and you can't go up there expecting walks. The guy's only had one game where he's walked anybody. He's up there to try to challenge you, throw the ball by you. It's going to be fun to watch. These hitters found out firsthand. These are some strikeouts. First 3 were fastballs up. Nobody could catch up to it. Now you get a look at some curveballs, and they are outstanding. As John said, the best he's ever seen. Good downward tilt to it. And here's the changeup. Sinking off the end of the bat. Good location. Everything down with the off-speed stuff. That's what's making him tough because he's not a one-pitch guy.
Opposing him for the Atlanta Braves tonight is Tim Hudson, looking for his 8th win, and he's had great success against the Nats. In his last 10 starts, he's 7-0. Back with more after this. The Braves and the Nationals. Ernie Johnson and Joe Simpson at your service. The Braves took 2 out of 3 over the weekend from Detroit and remain in first place in the National League East, but they're still getting a lot of heat from the New York Mets, who are just a 1/2 game behind as they open up a set tonight. And Philadelphia, 2.5 back. Florida, 8.5. And Washington, which at the end of May was at 500, has dipped 10 games below 500. Big stretch here for the Braves, Joe.
It is, Ernie, because they've got games within the division with everybody. And before the All-Star break, the Braves are going to be playing all 4 teams in the division. And Atlanta is just 9-11 against the NL East so far this year. So they've got their work cut out for them leading into the All-Star break. I think it's a good thing to, even with Stephen Strasburg pitching tonight, to at least start off with the Nationals, who have not been playing so well lately. But the thing is, interleague play is over. Now for the next 12 days, every game has kind of a 2-game swing to it with somebody in your division. Very important games.
And the first step, Tim Hudson against Steven Strasburg. And I won't kid you, folks, I'm like the fans out here, too. I've been looking forward to this for a few days now. Let's see what the Phenom does in his first Atlanta visit. The first pitch is on the way. That's right, 90 degrees. A little bit of a sauna at times today, but we are ready to play baseball here between the Braves and the Nats. Time for the Atlanta Center for Cosmetic Dentistry Big Smiles seat upgrade. JJ found some lucky fans and is upgrading their seats. Keep watching to see where their new seats are located. Sponsored by the Atlanta Center for Cosmetic Dentistry. Expect about 40,000 or so to watch Steven Strasburg in his first Atlanta visit, and look at those fans above the bullpen. This was as Strasburg was warming up moments ago, stopping in their tracks to check out the Phenom as he gets set to go against the Braves here in Game 1 of the 3-game set. Let's take a look at the batting order for the Nats, brought to you by Stone Mountain Park and Evergreen Marriott Resort. For great getaway packages, visit StoneMountainPark.com. Niger Morgan leads it off in center field. Then it's the veteran Pudge Rodriguez doing the catching. Ryan Zimmerman hits third. Adam Dunn, the slugger, hits cleanup. Then it's Josh Willingham, Roger Bernardina, the rookie in right, Ian Desmond at short, Alberto Gonzalez at second, and Steven Strasburg on the mound for the Nats.
And they'll be facing Tim Hudson, 34 years old, 6'1", 175. He makes his 16th start. He has the 7th best ERA in the National League at 2.54. He is 4-1 at home with a 1.87 ERA, and opponents only hitting a .97 against him here at Turner Field. But more importantly, against the Nationals, he's had a great deal of success. He got no decision against them earlier this year, but 7 innings, he only gave up 2 runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts. He's 8-1 against them lifetime and 7-0 against them in his last 10 starts against Washington. The defense behind him tonight in the outfield, left to right, Hinsky, Blanco, and Cabrera. Jason Hayward still on the sidelines, nursing that sore thumb. Jones, Escobar, Prado, and Gloss from third to first, and Brian McCann doing the catching. And if there's a home field advantage tonight against the Nationals, and maybe Mr. Strasburg, Ernie, maybe it's that heat and humidity. It could take its toll.
We shall see. He pitched in some pretty warm weather in Cleveland. This is only his second road start. as he prepares to face the Braves, and Tim Hudson prepares to face Nyjer Morgan to lead off. Tim did not pitch badly his last time. Long ball got him in trouble against the White Sox in Chicago. In particular, it was Carlos Quentin who took him deep twice. Saddled him with his third loss. He's 7-3 coming in, and quickly ahead 0-2 against Morgan.
The mode of operation for the Nationals lately has been score early, score often, get a big lead, and then blow it. They got swept by the Orioles in just those types of games, with big leads too.
Rounded toward short. Morgan can run, and Escobar boots it.
I don't know if Unell got caught in between there about deciding if he wanted to go for it on the bare hand, which he didn't need to do, and then maybe just took his eye off the ball a little too quickly. But it'll be an error on Unell. And you got a guy at first who likes to run. 16 stolen bases for Nyjer Morgan, but he's also been caught 11 times. The Nationals are third in the league in stolen bases, but near the bottom in the caught stealing department.
Those 11 caught stealing, the most in baseball. And there is Morgan with a lead at first for Pudge Rodriguez, hitting in the 2-hole tonight. Jim Riggleman likes the way he handles the bat. Boy, that was close.
Quick tag too, but he got back in there.
Be alive here because Jim Riggleman likes the way that Rodriguez can go to right field. Got a fast runner at first in Morgan. To the point you made about the Nationals' lost weekend in Baltimore, they led 6-0 Friday, lost 7-6. Led 5-0 Saturday, lost 6-5. Led 3-0 Sunday, lost 4-3. That's a lot of saying unanswered runs for the other guys.
Troy Gloss standing over there with the sun right in his face as it shines through the stadium. Shadows between he and Tim Hudson, but the sun right in his face, and he's got to fight that in an effort to try to catch the pickoff attempts.
Morgan just got another step over there. And it's 0-2 to Rodriguez.
Christian Guzman has been playing some second base for the Nationals, but he's battling some nagging injuries and getting some rest tonight. Alberto Gonzalez playing second, and with that, Rodriguez elevated to the 2 spot in the order. And like you said, he's always been able to hit the ball to right field, and certainly behind in the count, he'll be thinking about that.
Missed with the 0-2. Pudge is 38 years old. Great years in Texas, then to Florida, Detroit, the Yankees, Houston, back to Texas, and now with the Nats. And what a great guy to have behind the plate when you are nurturing a young talent like Steven Strasburg.
Well, how about this? Not only did he catch Steven Strasburg's first start, but his second start in the big leagues with the Texas Rangers, he caught Nolan Ryan.
That's
As Hal Galima put it, there's some bookends there, you know, between the all-time strikeout leader and a guy that's off to a great start with strikeouts.
A ball and 2 strikes to the Washington catcher.
And tried to go to right field with that.
Of everything that got the Nationals in trouble over the weekend, bad defense, and they're the worst team defensively in baseball, but they had 5 errors in those 3 games, 4 of those on Friday night, and a wild pitch on Saturday that was decisive in that game.
Made the most errors in the National League, as you said, Ernie, was 68, and the next highest is 61. That's Florida.
But it is a first inning error here by Yunel Escobar that has Niger Morgan at first. Nobody out. Just underway here at Turner Field. Tim Hudson looking for win number 8, facing Steven Strasburg, making his 5th big league start.
Well, at least here in the first 8 pitches, 7 of which are strikes from Tim, there have already been 2 or 3 balls hit straight down into the ground. So he's got good movement with his sinker. Made a good pitch with a slider, too.
There goes Morgan. And we'll wind it up and do it again. A ball and 2 strikes. Pat Listash is the third base coach for the Nats. And Dan Radisson is the first base coach. Part of his resume includes a stop at the University of Georgia as an assistant to Steve Weber back in the late 70s. Two balls and 2 strikes. Rodriguez working Tim Hudson here early.
And so far, all the pitches to Rodriguez have been away. And stay out there.
And they got him. He'd come close a couple of times, and this time Todd Tishner said, "You got him."
The difference, though, Ernie, was the throw. The throw was low, where all Troy had to do was catch it, apply the tag. Close play.
Jim Riggleman still discussing it, not in an animated way by any means.
He did catch him leaning, and a lot of times that will influence the umpire as much as anything. Is if you get caught leaning and have to hurry back. I think he got him, you know.
But you're right about that throw. When it's on the bag like that, you don't even have to move the glove.
Right.
So now, Rodriguez hitting with nobody on, 1 out. The count 2-2. It misses outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Missed with the 3-2, and so Pudge Rodriguez a hard-earned walk with 1 down here in the first.
Hard-earned is right. Fell behind 0-2 right away. The rest of the umpiring quartet, you've seen James Hoy behind the plate, Tishner at first. John Hirschbeck in his 27th year, the crew chief at second, and Wally Bell, the veteran, at third.
Here's Ryan Zimmerman. James Hoy barks it out, 0-1. Zimmerman hitting .290 with 13 home runs and 37 runs batted in the face of this franchise until the arrival of Steven Strasburg. To short. Could be 2. 6, 4, 3. Nothing for the Nationals in the first. Steven Strasburg Turner Field. Here's the lineup that Bobby Cox sends out. Martin Prado, still leading the National League in hitting, leads off. Melky Cabrera's second. Chipper Jones, his 10-game hitting streak, hits third. Then Brian McCann, Troy Gloss, Eric Hinsky playing left field. Then is Yunel Escobar, Gregor Blanco in center field, and Tim Hudson hitting a robust 273.
Well, there he is, folks. Steven Strasburg, live and in color at Turner Field. 21 years old, 6'4", 220, out of San Diego. He was the #1 pick in the draft last year out of San Diego State. There are the numbers. All 5 of those walks came in one start. He hasn't walked anybody in any of the others. And the 41 strikeouts. Pitched 55 1/3 innings in the minor leagues. He's worked 25 1/3 in the big leagues, and the reports are that they're going to cut him off at about 150 to 160 innings total for the year and then shut him down.
And that would be innings combined in minor leagues and in the bigs, and so he's really kind of halfway home at this point as we near the All-Star break. And Martin Prado will be the first Brave to face him.
First pitch of the game, 98.
Prado grounds to third. Zimmerman gobbles it up. One down.
Among the things that, in talking to John Smoltz, who was unable to be with us tonight, he had a vacation plan with his family, so he was unable to come. But he did call me and talk about what great mechanics this kid has, and especially his lower half. He said he straight lines it. And by that he means he doesn't fall off to one side of the mound or the other. He drives straight at home plate with his lower half. And he said his mechanics upon arriving at the big leagues are as good for any young pitcher as anyone he's seen since Steve Avery.
Melky Cabrera takes low, 1-0. In his last 2 starts, Strasburg has pitched 13 innings as Melky lines a shot into the corner. That'll be an easy 2. He had allowed 13 hits in 13 innings in his last 2 games, 2 runs, 19 strikeouts, and no walks. The Royals had 9 hits off of it.
You had a note on him, though, before the game, Ernie, about all the extra base hits he's allowed.
And all against guys hitting left-handed, and there you go again with Melky Cabrera with the double.
2 homers, a double allowed to Omar Vizquel, who's a switch hitter batting left-handed. Melky, likewise, a switch hitter batting left-handed, picks up a double.
The other 2 extra base hits, home runs by Delwyn Young of the Pirates and Travis Hafner of the Indians. Now here's Chipper.
Wow.
21 years old on a mound, 38 at the plate. And what a moment yesterday with Chipper. Or Saturday, I should say, when he hit the home run and then the Braves into the next inning let him go out by himself, unbeknownst to him.
First home run allowed by Joel Zumaya, who had thrown that pitch 100 miles an hour, and unbeknownst to Chipper, he's the only guy on the field. His teammates orchestrated that. Not really claimed responsibility for that just yet. Chipper bounced that last pitch in the dirt. Some of it may have come up and gotten in Pudge Rodriguez's eyes.
And if there's anything you want when you're catching this guy, it is clear vision. I talked to Pudge before the game about how he's handled him. Was he shaking you off? He went, no. And he also said he's got to be alive back there. His breaking ball and that changeup have such teeth. He said you really got to be alive.
It's going to be hard on the umpires too. Hard for them to call the pitch accurately because it is so hard and breaks so sharply.
The 0-2. Jason Hayward not in the lineup tonight. As you're probably aware, the thumb problems that he's had dating back to a head-first slide back in May still do not have a report on the MRI. We'll pass that along to you as soon as it is made available to us. As Chipper lines to left. And Josh Willingham makes the play. So Cabrera and Chipper have gone the other way. Hard hit balls.
Here's the defense for the Nats tonight. Willingham, Morgan, and Bernardina in the outfield. Ryan Zimmerman, the outstanding third baseman for the Nats. Ian Desmond making his mark as a good defensive shortstop. Alberto Gonzalez at second. Adam Dunn, the big horse at first. And a future Hall of Famer, I believe, and Pudge Rodriguez behind the plate.
Now 2 down with a runner in scoring position for Brian McCann. In the left, base hit. Cabrera at third. They're going to wave him. Here comes the throw. And they got him. The Braves took a chance on a first inning run, but Willingham right on the mark to the plate.
Season and at bat as he lined that one to left field, but it got to Josh Willingham so quick. Melky Cabrera didn't have much of a chance, especially with that throw that's right on the money. And when the throw beats you that bad, even with a high tag, you're going to get rung up. But the Braves with 4 good at bats against Strasburg in the first inning and 4 hard hit balls.
And Joe, when you got a chance in the first inning against a guy who doesn't give up many runs to put something on the board, you're going to send him.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, try to get on the board first. No doubt about it.
Make Willingham make a good throw, and he did. So we are scoreless. They were doing a little repair to the dirt behind home plate, and that's why we have a little bit of a delay. And now Tim Hudson will throw one more, and we'll be ready to go.
Well, while they're doing that, let's take a look at the SunTrust Solid Performance, brought to you by SunTrust. Live solid, bank solid. And tonight the subject is National League extra base hits leaders. And Adam Dunn is at the top of the list. And in fact, he only needs one more to tie his career high for most extra base hits before the All-Star break. So he's got a little time to add to that. He's having a good year and doing what he always does, and that's a lot of homers and a lot of doubles.
6'6", 287, the book says, as he fouls off the first pitch. And a guy that Mac Brown wanted to play quarterback at the University of Texas.
They like big, slow quarterbacks down there.
Where was it? Oklahoma you went to? Yeah, I thought that's.
Just so happens. Actually, Vince Young was kind of out of the box on that deal.
Adam has homered off of Tim Hudson this year. He's hit 17, which is tied for second in the National League. And as Joe pointed out, first in the National League in extra base hits with 41. He's knocked in 47 runs.
Well, last year he had a hard time finding a job. The Nationals gave him a 2-year deal for $20 million, hoping he would drive in some runs for them. And he's hit the most home runs since '04, with the exception of Albert Pujols. And last year, 38 homers, 105 RBIs for the Nationals. On track to do the same.
Grounded foul past Dan Radisson at first.
And I don't think that if you're the first base coach here, you can play deep enough. Dan's trying to back up over there somewhere near Troy Gloss, but I don't know if that's far enough.
First strikeout for Tim Hudson. It's Adam Dunn swinging.
Change up to beauty. Dropped it in there nicely, made it look like a fastball. He commits and can't slow the bat down.
Now here's Josh Willingham. He's got some power too, 13 homers and 42 runs batted in. That's a little tight.
This guy just quietly goes about his business, puts up good numbers. His only issue is trying to stay healthy. He's had some back problems in recent years. But he's third in the league in walks, third in the league in on-base percentage. And provides Dunn a little protection hitting behind him.
I was going to say that third in walks was a little surprising to me, considering the first two guys on the list. You think Albert Pujols, he's going to be right there. Prince Fielder is second in the National League, and then there he is. So he's drawn a lot of free passes.
Well, you know, Chipper walks a lot, and he actually has one more walk than Chipper Jones.
With one out in the second, he waits on a 2-2. The former shortstop, Pat Listash, got the nice hop on that one.
One of the things we heard Jim Riggleman talking about with his lineup tonight, and it is adjusted a little bit, but Roger Bernardina, who's on deck, has been red hot. And he could have been a candidate to bat second, but Riggleman wanted him to bat behind Willingham to provide him a little protection, given that Bernardina was swinging it real well.
Foul tipped in and out of the glove of Brian McCann, so it stays 2-2.
Come on, right here. Come on, Hammer.
First full season for Jim Riggleman at the helm of the Washington Nationals. Grounded toward third. Chipper backed up a step.
But three-game sweep in Baltimore didn't do a whole lot for Washington's numbers in recent days, and their June record is just 7-16. So even with Strasburg, they're beginning to fade a little bit. They had a good April, went 13-10 actually in April. May 13-16, but struggling this month. Actually, 7-17 this month after the loss yesterday.
You know, they were a 500 team at the end of May. They had beaten Roy Oswalt to end the month. But it has been a struggle in the month of June. Here is Roger Bernardina. Well, Jim Riggleman has tried to keep a, cup is half full kind of an outlook on this team. The general manager, Mike Rizzo, has pulled no punches. Quoted as saying, we're underachieving, playing bad baseball, giving away too many outs, no situational hitting. You can't win major league games doing that. The 1-1. And he said, we have guys who have played in the World Series and the playoffs, and I doubt that playing the Orioles in June is the most stressful thing they've ever done.
Well, and they're rivals, you know. They share a TV network. There were some problems when the Nationals were trying to move in. The Expos were trying to move into Washington about sharing that territory with Baltimore. So going in and getting swept was not a good thing.
Yeah, especially the way they did it, leading every game and losing each one. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Bernardina. He's hit safely in 19 of 23 games in June. The 2-2 from Hudson. To short, sharply past Escobar.
He got this ball in on, no, not enough. Bernardina was just hanging out over the plate, inviting him to pitch him inside. That ball ran away from him, and he put good wood on it.
First hit from the Nats. They've had a hitter reach on an error, another one walk, and that's the first hit off Tim Hudson. Here's Ian Desmond.
Another thing that's plagued the Nationals after their good start has been injuries to pitchers. We've got Jason Marquis on the DL. Scott Olson's on the disabled list with the left shoulder after he got off to a good start and pitched a real good game against the Braves up in Washington in May. Chin-Ming Wong is on the DL. John Lannon was sent back to AAA because he was scuffling.
That throw gets away. Bernardina will stay at second.
That'll be an error on the pitcher. Wide of the mark.
Hudson picked off Niger Morgan in the first. But no such luck there as Bernardina advances to scoring position with 2 out. Ian Desmond, the number 7 hitter in the order. He's knocked in 33 runs. Tapped slowly toward third, and that's a foul ball.
That was only Tim Hudson's second error since 2006. That's pretty good.
4 years between errors, I'll take that.
Yeah.
And the problem with that throw, it was behind the runner enough to keep Troy Gloss from flagging it down. So Huddy now trying to pitch his way out of a little trouble here in the second. We are scoreless. Martin Prado, a little play on there at second, but no throw.
This guy's been cold, Desmond. He's won for his last 20. Get after him.
That was pitch number 37 here in the top half of the second for Tim Hudson.
Well, they're making him work because they're getting a piece of some pitches that he was trying to put him away with. And he's gone to some deep counts as a result. He's getting them to swing the bat, but they're not putting it in play. They're just fouling him at the plate.
And on the 24th pitch from Tim Hudson in the inning, he strikes Desmond out. We're going to the bottom of the second, scoreless.
The Home Depot, and if you have a question, send us an email, and if chosen, we'll answer it later in the game. Send that email to braves@peachtreetv.com, and please include your name. More saving, more doing. That's the power of Home Depot.
Braves had a couple of hits in their half of the first off Steven Strasburg, but had Melky Cabrera thrown out at the plate. So we are scoreless in the bottom half of the second. Troy Gloss leads it off.
First look at the curveball there, 82 miles an hour. It's around 82 to 84. There has to be an advantage, Ernie, of the Braves hitters having for the last 3 days faced two right-handed pitchers, one lefty that were throwing 97 and above all 3 days.
Including Justin Verlander yesterday.
Yeah.
Who has been compared to him. I've heard hitters say that this guy is like Verlander with a better change. Gloss draws a 4-pitch walk to start off the second.
That's his only walk outside a start June 13th at Cleveland, where he walked 5. He only went 5 1/3 that day and gave up 2 hits and a run. On that particular day, he was having some trouble with the mound. It had a big hole right on his landing foot, right under his landing foot, slid around a little bit. That's the first one outside of that start. This was in Cleveland, and we've got some footage here. Watch his front foot here. See how it was slipping and sliding, and they tried to repair it, work on it, but as you can see, it was very frustrating for him that day. And here at Turner Field today at 3 o'clock, Ed Mangan himself out working on the mound, make sure they didn't have any troubles like that.
The 1-0 to Hinske. 2 balls and no strikes. So all of his walks have come on the road, none at home. His 33 strikeouts at home, the most prior to his first walk for any pitcher that began his career since 1900. The legend just grows with each appearance. 2 balls and a strike. The other Atlanta hitters hitting left-handed have all gone the other way tonight and hit balls sharply. Here's Hinske now with a 3-ball, 1-strike count.
Typically, the scouting report is that if he falls behind 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, he's not going to pitch backwards. It's Powder River, and why not if you throw as hard as he does? He's going to come after you with the fastball.
Hinske fouled it straight back, full count, 3-2.
In their notes, it says coming into this game, he's thrown 93 pitches with a velocity of 98 or higher, but only 4 of those have reached 100.
But a lot more than that have seemed to be.
Sounded.
Hinske foul tipped it into Pudge's glove for the first out.
And the first strikeout of the night. That looked like a two-seamer the way it ran a little bit. It caused Eric to... He was trying to get a piece of it, but the way the ball was running, it was hard to reach it.
Here's Yunel Escobar.
The Braves played the Padres very early in the season on that very first road trip. I had a chance to visit with Tony Gwynn, who was Strasburg's college baseball coach at San Diego State. And I said, so tell me about this kid who's not yet in the big leagues.
Right back up the middle, base hit.
And he said, first and foremost, he is a great kid. He works hard. He likes being on the team, wants to be part of the team. He doesn't single himself out for any special recognition. He said, but Joey said, as much as they talk about his fastball and how hard he throws, he said he's got a great curveball. He said one of the best ever, and of course that's in keeping with what John Smoltz said was the best curveball he's ever seen. But the Braves are putting some good swings on him tonight here early.
They have 3 hits. They have runners at first and second for Gregor Blanco.
Come on.
Base is empty. The average against him 172, but with men on base, it's higher, 267. That's in keeping with what Smoltz told me about his working out of the stretch. He said he does not have the drive to the plate, doesn't have the power that he has out of the windup, and he's more hittable out of the stretch.
Blanco waits on a 1-1. Again in tight. This will be his 25th pitch here in the bottom half of the second. towards second. 4, 6, 3, and Strasburg is out of it. Braves put 2 on, but cannot score. We're going to the third. The Big Smile Seat Upgrade, sponsored by Dr. Deborah Gray King and the Atlanta Center for Cosmetic Dentistry. The place in Atlanta to get a beautiful smile. Top half of the third inning. Alberto Gonzalez leads it off. Not only did they get the seat upgrade, Joe, Tim Hudson finishes his warm-up tosses, heads to the Atlanta dugout, says, here, take this.
Bonus.
Man. 0-2 to Gonzalez.
You never know what's going to happen when you come to the ballpark, what you're going to see.
See, next time they come to the park, it's going to be, hey, what do you mean, we got to sit in the seats that we had? Nobody came by and gave us a ball?
I've got to sit next to this guy in a tank top who keeps raising his arms in the air.
Third strikeout on the night for Tim Hudson. And here's Steven Strasburg. He picked up his first big league hit in that last game against Kansas City, when the Royals beat him 1-0. Shot towards short. Escobar. And down.
You and I had the good fortune of talking to Stan Cassidy before the game, Ernie, about Strasburg and his impact on their ball club. And he said that in all of his years as president of different sports, he's never seen a player do what he's done in the game of baseball, especially to Washington, D.C. That's usually reserved for basketball players because baseball has 25 guys. And he said it's just unlike anything he had ever seen.
And he says he really does just want to be, to the point you made moments ago, just wants to be one of the guys. He's almost a little embarrassed by all the attention that he gets, and they have to be pretty protective of how he relates with the media because there were so many requests for his time. And so they really have to watch it. The kid's 21 years old. There's all this pub and all this talent, and he doesn't want to be singled out.
Right, and wants his teammates to know that this is not his doing. I'm just here to help out and be one of 25, and he's certainly to be commended for that.
Here's Niger Morgan, Matt's leadoff hitter. reached on an error by Escobar in the first and was picked off. Two and one. He wanted to be a hockey player, Niger Morgan.
How about that?
And from 16 to 20, he left home. He got as high as the Western Hockey League. So just took the skates immediately when he was 7 years old and tried it, and really wanted to be a hockey player.
Well, as fast as he is, he must have been hard to keep up with on the ice.
He liked mixing it up. He said there were a few times, he said, that pulled the sweater over a couple of guys' heads and hits this one to right center field, but not deep. Melky Cabrera there. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Tim Hudson. We head to the bottom half of the third. No score. Inning where Kara from Atlanta will have the chance to win free airfare for two if the Braves hit a home run here in the third. Visit PeachTreeTV.com/contest for official rules and to enter for a chance to win. AirTran Airways, go. There is nothing stopping you. Tim Hudson leads it off against Steven Strasburg.
Talked about the Braves having faced three real hard throwers at the start of this homestand. And it's not like they beat up on those guys. They only hit 222. And they struck out 20 times in 90 at-bats. However, you start getting acclimated. You start seeing that more and more with the lineup, and you start making adjustments, and your timing gets better.
The 1-2. Right back to Strasburg. One down. You know, Joe, I talked to Martin Prado before the game and also to Terry Pendleton just about the approach when a guy comes in with this kind of height that you haven't seen. You've seen him on tape and that kind of thing. How your approach might change, or in the course of a long season of 162 games, every now and then maybe you get juiced up a little bit because, well, maybe this game's a little more special. And both of them of the opinion, look, you come to the park and you do your thing. You don't change for him. You try to make him change for you.
Right. And Terry talked about that with me before the game. And he was talking about the heat factor and how it might make a difference. And he said, you know what we used to do with the Cardinals when he first broke in on that turf in St. Louis? He said if there was some guy that threw hard, great big guy, we'd bunt. We'd bunt in the first inning, and we'd make him cover first. And we were told, make sure he has to cover first and make the guy run a little bit in the second inning. And on that turf in St. Louis and in the heat, he said by about the fourth inning, he was gassed.
Well, he really took something off. That was 18 miles an hour slower than the first pitch he saw. He hit 100 with the first pitch to Prado.
You're going to tend to be out in front of that one just a little bit.
The 1-2. Rounded toward third. Zimmerman's a gold glover. 2 down.
You mentioned Jason Hayward a minute ago, Ernie, and he did have the MRI done today on his thumb, but they were waiting, at least as batting practice was commencing, they were still waiting on the doctor to analyze the MRI and find out exactly what was going on in there. But we don't have that information to us yet.
And he has talked, you know, and Joe, you and I have talked, and you've said on the air for the last several weeks that you thought that thumb was bothering him, and he kind of finally came up and told everybody the other day, yeah, it really is bothering me, and that's what's gotten us to this point right now. And he couldn't, with that top hand, couldn't use the left thumb.
He couldn't grip the bat with it. No strength in it at all.
Cabrera bats with 2 out. And that's an easy inning for Strasburg. 1-2-3. Sorry, Kara from Atlanta. Better luck next time. This has been the AirTran Airways home run inning of the game. Be sure to register at PeachTreeTV.com.
Brought to you by the Sunshine House, a tradition of excellence in early education. Tonight's subject, best against the Nationals since 2005. Jamie Moyer 7-0 at the top of the list, but Tim Hudson in his last 10 against the Nationals is 7-0. 8-1 lifetime.
Ivan Rodriguez leads it off. Top half of the fourth, Pudge worked a 9-pitch walk out of Tim Hudson his first time. And he falls behind 2-0. You bring Jamie Moyer's name up there, and he gave up the home run yesterday, 506 in his career, to Vernon Wells. But when you're around as long as Jamie Moyer has been, as Pudge grounds slowly to third and Chipper can't make the play. You know what, a bad pitcher's not around that long. And
no.
You know, you just can't, you can twist that thing any way you want to, but Jamie Moyer's a great pitcher, and eventually you're going to give up some dingers.
You're 48 years old.
Yeah.
People are going to hit a few off of you between the ages of, well, I don't know, 35 and 48. You're going to give up a few.
And his 267 wins is number 36 all time. He passed Bob Feller.
Wow.
And next on the list is Jim Palmer for Moyer to pass. An infield single for Pudge. And he's on the way. And he is out. Element of surprise from Pudge Rodriguez on the first pitch to Ryan Zimmerman, but Brian McCann threw him out.
Zimmerman was swinging too. I don't know if that was a hit and run or not. Odd to do it with nobody out, because let's see if Pudge takes a peek here. Yeah, he was looking. I think it was a hit and run. He didn't get as good a jump, and when Zimmerman couldn't make contact, he's a dead duck.
And now Hudson ahead in the count, 0-2. One ball, two strikes. Ryan Zimmerman waiting. And that's outside, 2-2. Came into this game hitting .256 in the month of June, 21 out of 82. 10 of his 13 home runs have come on the road.
Well, that was two pitches back to back that just missed the inside corner and then just missed the outside corner.
Skied foul into the stands and right.
You mentioned that Zimmerman won the Gold Glove at third base, and he's already made 8 errors this year. Most on the team belongs to the shortstop, Desmond. He's made 18. Escobar, by comparison, just made his 9th at shortstop tonight.
Zimmerman taps to Chipper.
Making Chipper work down there with those sinkers and those bouncers right into the dirt in front of home plate. This time he's able to get there and glove it. He's always made that play as good as anybody in baseball.
Having to field and throw all in one motion. And he made it easily. And now the Braves put the shift on with Adam Dunn at the plate. Chipper's at short. Prado playing shallow right field. What? Dunn struck out his first time. The Nats with 2 hits, the Braves with 3. in a scoreless game here in the fourth. Dunn had himself a big cut. Came up empty, 1-2.
Adam's such a terrific low inside hitter that if you go down and in, you better go way in there, and that's exactly what Tim did with that slider to his back foot.
Goes the other way against the shift. Adam Dunn makes a turn and stays at first.
He's had some hits that way this year. I mean, predominantly his hits have come to right field. 46 to right, just 11 to center. But that's his 15th hit to left field. And he spoiled a pretty good pitch. I mean, you're not likely to see him choke up and try to go the other way, but he did defend the plate well there.
He took that right where it was offered. Good. He stands at first with 2 out. For Josh Willingham, grounded to first to third his first time. He's been hot lately, hitting .370 in his last 7 starts.
That had to give him a little confidence coming into this game because Tim Hudson is not one of his more comfortable at bats. He came into this game 1 for 18 against him.
And like Brian McCann, who is catching tonight, his 100th career home run recently, his most recent long ball. The 1-1.
Ernie, I'm not sure, but if you put a baseball out at second base right now and just put it on the ground out by the bag, it would start rolling quickly toward first. Because the field is tilted that way right now with Troy Gloss and Adam Dunn standing over there.
Eric Hinsky is doing all he can on the other side in left field to try to balance it out. Jumping up and down even as we speak.
Uh-oh. I don't know where that got Brian, but he doesn't want to look at it. Forearm. You know, catchers do all they can to try to stay out of harm's way, but sometimes there's just no place to go. Just above the wrist.
So you want to be a catcher, huh?
No, thank you.
All appears to be well. Certainly B-Mac will be meeting with Jeff Porter in the dugout between innings.
Now he looks at it. Hard to put his arm against his leg to give the sign.
Willingham waits on a 1-2.
And I really thought Adam Dunn might try his first stolen base of the year right there, given the pain Brian's in.
He did give it a little bluff over there.
Yeah, and he's shaking his head like, I should have gone.
Brian back there trying to shake this thing off as he waits on a 2-2 pitch. Hudson to Willingham. And it's 3-2.
Tim's another one of those guys that can work up a sweat in an ice box. And his cap already completely saturated.
(3-2) out of the zone, first and second with 2 down.
Tim's having to work hard tonight. Nationals are making him work hard, and then again, they're spoiling a lot of good pitches. I know he's walked a couple, but only because there have been some long at bats. The first walk to Rodriguez was a long at bat. Oh my! A little welt there on the forearm of Brian McCann. Remember, David Ross has a sore right hand from a foul tip he took in Chicago.
That's over for a strike to Roger Bernardina. I think Brooks Conrad would be your emergency catcher. Two on, two out. 0-1 count to Bernardina. And Huddy way ahead.
Good fastball from Tim there. He ran it in on him at 93. His average up to 288 because of that good work recently. And hit the Braves pretty well up in Washington earlier this year. Went 4 for 11 against him.
He tried to check it. Strike three. Fourth strikeout for Tim Hudson. We're going to the bottom half of the fourth.
Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, moving forward. Who was the last Washington player to win Rookie of the Year? And I'm assuming that goes back to the Washington Senators. Might have to go Camilo Pascual there.
The old right-hander.
The old right-handed curveball specialist. Might have been Eddie Brinkman. Now, before anybody says Frank Howard, Frank did win Rookie of the Year, but not as a Senator. He did it as a Dodger.
We are in the bottom of the fourth. Chipper Jones fouls back that Steven Strasburg offering. 1-1.
Hey, Chip.
Strasburg and Hudson dueling zeros in the run department. Both sides have 3 hits. The Braves have committed 2 errors that haven't hurt. Chipper hit the ball hard his first time on a line to left.
Typically, if you strike out a lot of people, you throw a lot of pitches and your pitch count runs up. But he's only fanned one. Braves are putting the ball in play earlier in the count against him.
One of the things Chipper said the Braves would like to do is get the pitch count up and try to get into that bullpen early. And it's very unlikely, folks, that you'll see Stephen Strasburg throw a complete game, given the parameters that the Nats have put on him for innings pitched.
Get.
Yeah, averaging, well, they're saying that right around 100 pitches, give or take a few. They don't want him to go much over 100 every night. He's only had 6 innings pitched so far this year where he has not recorded a strikeout, and 2 of those are tonight.
To left. That'll fall for a hit. Chipper's 1 out of 2.
Now, this is beautiful. And the reason this is beautiful is because this isn't an off-speed pitch that fooled him. This pitch was 99 miles an hour, folks, running away from him. This is a little bit like the pitch that Eric Hinsky tried to get a piece of and couldn't. And Chipper, with that magic wand, delivers it to left field for a base hit.
And the hitting streak continues for Chipper. Here's McCann. Didn't appear to be getting a lot of attention in the Braves dugout in between innings. Had to get a bat. He was in the hole here as the inning started, but there is some noticeable swelling on that right forearm after he took that foul tip.
Another one of those swings where his bottom hand slipped off. We see it from him a lot, where the bottom hand just goes completely off the bat and the left hand goes down to the knob. That's some serious torque on that swing. Kind of drops a finger down off the knob.
The 0-2, and he struck him out on 3 pitches.
That looked like a curveball. Let's see. No, I think it was just a changeup.
With that ferocious bite.
Yeah. Changeup at 90.
Dennis Eckersley cracked me up on the TBS telecast when he pitched in Cleveland against the Indians and threw that 92-mile-an-hour change. And heck, the Hall of Famer said, 92 change. In my career, 92 was all I had. He totally muscled up. That's as fast as it was going to go. And here's this kid throwing a 92 change. Gloss on a hop to third. Nice play, Zimmerman. 1 and 2.
That's pretty.
That's playing some good defense after a lost weekend against the O's.
brought to you by Jameson Inn, ranked #1 in customer satisfaction nationwide for 6 straight years. Experience all the comfort and amenities you expect at an unexpectedly low price. Jameson Inn's Live Large, Pay Less.
Back here at Turner Field as we head to the top half of the 5th. Scoreless duel between Tim Hudson and Steven Strasburg here on Peachtree TV. Ian Desmond leads it off. He struck out in the second. He's now 1 for his last 21 with 8 strikeouts.
Well, Tim had a 1-2-3 inning in the third. He needs another one here because that pitch count's getting high in this heat and humidity.
There's a strike, 2-1.
Hey, Ernie, while we got a second, get well wishes to Waylon Cheney from Bobby Dews and all his friends in Morgan, Georgia. Bobby wanted to let Waylon know he was thinking about him this evening and hope he's feeling better.
Grounded foul. Chipper fields. And if Bobby Dews asked for it, then you will deliver.
Well, and Bobby told me that Waylon was related to Tom Cheney, who was a big strikeout pitcher back in the early part of the century. Have to look him up.
Rounded toward short. And Yunel Escobar cannot make the play.
That'll be a base hit, though, I would guess. Bit of a tweener in between Chipper and Escobar. And all his momentum going toward third base. He's going to have to make a miraculous stop and throw. Oh, boy, that's a tough error. They rule it an error. That's a tough one.
And that's his second of the night.
Yeah, I don't buy that one.
Even if he fields cleanly, that's going to be bang, bang right over there. I don't know if he gets him.
Desmond runs well.
So the leadoff hitter on here in the 5th. And this is Alberto Gonzalez.
3 of the first 5 innings the leadoff man's been on. And Tim's pretty good about cutting that guy down. He's close to 75% and getting the first man in an inning.
Keeps him close. This guy Gonzalez, like Desmond, struggling lately. He's 1 for his last 17 with 5 Ks. Struck out in the third. Steven Strasburg waits on deck.
That guy Tom Cheney, Hal looked it up for me. For Washington in 1962, so it wasn't like the beginning of the century, so I'm a little off there. Struck out 21 batters in a game. It was an extra inning game, 16-inning game. He struck out 21, and he still holds the American League record for an extra inning game.
How many innings you say he pitched in that game?
I guess all 16.
Those were the days.
Yep.
1-1. Jim Riddleman's guys trying to snap out of it here. They've lost 4 in a row and 10 out of 12. And have fallen 11 games back in the National League East. Again, this is the first of 12 straight games the Braves are playing against division foes heading into the All-Star break. Look out.
And the trainer just stood there like, nah, it ain't going to hit me. Yeah, in the red shirt.
And if it does, I know how to fix it.
Time for tonight's Toyota Trivia question and answer. Who was the last Washington player to win Rookie of the Year? I'm going to say Camilo Pascual. You got a choice?
Yeah, Bob Allison.
Bob Allison would be a great choice. Who is it? Oh, Bob Allison.
Bingo.
Gee, you're brilliant.
My reading skills have really picked up. Strasburg shortened up, trying to sacrifice, and took a ball 1-0. Desmond away from first. Strasburg pops up the bunt straight back. He has not had a sacrifice in his young career. Trying to get the runner over here in the fifth in a scoreless game. Right back to the mound. Hudson to second. Got it.
You could hear Brian McCann yelling 2-2-2 all the way up here. And Tim Hudson making like an infielder here. Fields it from where he fielded it. Nice quick sidearm toss, and they get the lead runner. Good exchange by Tim. So make Strasburg run a little bit. That's a good thing.
Here's your left wing, Niger Morgan. Rounds to second. The former hockey player ends the inning. We are still scoreless. More to the bottom of the fifth.
Contest.
Every day I walk out of my front door, I win a beauty contest.
My Name is Earl, Tuesday at 5:30 on Peachtree TV.
Fans, get your tickets today for the Braves 4th of July weekend, July 2nd through the 4th. Fans have two chances to see the #1 fireworks show in the Southeast on Friday night and Sunday night. Plus, it's Braves Foundation weekend. Buy a great signed memorabilia piece for a good cause. For game tickets, visit Braves.com/tickets. 15, knock him dead with your bald head. Well, all right. So far, so good for 15, Tim Hudson.
He is shutting out the Nats, and Steven Strasburg is doing the same to the Braves, who had their best scoring opportunity in the first. Brian McCann singled, and Melky Cabrera was thrown out at the plate. 0-3-0 for the Nats, 0-4-3 errors for the Braves.
Yeah, surely that third error will get changed to a hit. I just firmly believe that was a tough play.
Derek Hinsky, a strikeout victim his first time, falls behind 0-2. Strasburg has struck out 2 in 4 innings. And he has walked 1.
And after the inning, when they got back to the dugout, Escobar got a pat from Tim Hudson.
Hello, 99.
Now, the thing that Yunel has to guard against here is, and we've seen him display real bad body language on the field when he's had errors called against him that he didn't feel were warranted. So you're a little beyond that now. He takes great pride in his defense, but he can't go to the dugout and sulk or pout because of what he thought might have been a bad call. It might still get reversed, but it can't affect his ball game the rest of the night.
Especially when the game is still scoreless.
Yeah.
No matter what has happened here in these previous 5 innings in the field, he's had a couple errors, one with the leadoff hitter and then the one in the last inning. But still, you're in a 0-0 game.
Yeah.
That's kind of a spinner from Strasburg, and you saw Pudge Rodriguez and the motion at him.
Get on top of it. Strasburg and Rodriguez thought that was a strike. And again, it goes back to what John Smoltz said and what I brought to you earlier in the game, and that is umpires are going to miss this curveball once in a while. It's that good.
2 balls and 2 strikes. I asked Pudge if does it feel different? Does your hand feel any different when you catch Steven Strasburg? He said, no, not really. Just have to be a lot more alive. You got to be aware of every pitch because they break so sharply. And he said, but still going with no extra padding, got no glove on there.
I just noticed that.
Second straight strikeout, and that is 3 of the last 4 for Strasburg.
Well, how about this? I mean, the kid's really fortunate to have a veteran like Pudge Rodriguez catching him. It's 45 strikeouts in his first 5 starts. Herb Score had 50. But Ivan Rodriguez behind the plate in his career, over 13,600 strikeouts that he's been the catcher for, and that's the most in Major League history.
On that base, kid. Come on.
That's a lot.
Come on.
And you ask about, or you surmised Hall of Fame for this guy in his future.
Yeah, his all-around ability. The fact that he was a good offensive player. He's an MVP one year.
On there. Come on.
He always had a great arm. Cut down on any team's running game. And a good base runner, too. He's not just a slow curmudgeon catcher. He was a good athlete and has been.
The 2-0. I'll tell you one thing. If he takes that glove off, the callus is on his catching hand. He's got calluses on calluses on calluses. That's one of the things he said, I don't need any of that stuff. Look at this. It's built in. Gregor Blanco with 3-1 count as he bats with 2 outs here in the 5th.
Put that in a good spot.
Strasburg would like to get him with Hudson waiting on deck, and he did. Strike 3 called. He struck out the side.
Take a look at this. Gregor Blanco thought it was outside, and it appeared to be outside. Never had the plate. Let's take a look at the Braves' upcoming schedule, brought to you by AirTran Airways. Go. There's nothing stopping you. Back with you tomorrow night, 7 o'clock airtime, right here on good old Peachtree TV. Ernie and I will have game 2 of this series for you. Derek Lowe against a pitcher to be named later. They still haven't announced for the Nationals who it's going to be. The wrap-up of this series is on Sports South. Chip and I will have that for you. And Jair Jurgens will make his return to the Braves roster. He'll pitch Wednesday against J.D. Martin. Then the Marlins come to town back here on Peachtree TV on Friday night at 7:30.
We are in the 6th, 0-0. I was just throwing a bone to the World Cup fan.
Yeah, I know. About backhanded you. And almost got a yellow card.
Pudge Rodriguez leading it off. He's reached twice. Walked in the first as he grounds to Chipper at third. He had also singled in the 4th, but he's retired for the first out of the 6th.
Tim Hudson's given up 8 home runs this year, and as you said, 2 to Carlos Quentin in Chicago in his last start. First time through the order, no trouble. As you would expect, no home runs. Second time through the order, 2 homers. Third time through the order, which is where we're beginning right now, he's given up 6 of those 8 homers. And I guess that factors in. You get a little tired, maybe not quite as sharp as you are early in the ball game. But it also goes to how well he's been pitching. He's been pitching deep into ball games. Hasn't really had any short outings. Those third trips through the order are deep in the game.
The 1-0 to Zimmerman. Took something off, ball and a strike.
This month, 5 starts, 6 innings, 7, 8, 7, 7.
And this is Tim Hudson's game. In, out, up, down. He is quite the story. Regaining the form that he showed in Oakland, and then some.
And all his weapons. I don't know what was wrong with that. Jim wanted to know if it was up, and James Hoyt said no, it was outside. Hoyt missed that last pitch, though, to Gregor Blanco, I thought.
Dangerous pitch here, 3-1. And a 1-out walk to Zimmerman. Mets and the Marlins playing in Puerto Rico.
3-game series down there at Hiram Bithorn Stadium. And so far, so good for the Marlins, leading the Mets 5-1. The Marlins got swept over the weekend as well. They're just 1-4 under their new manager. Reds behind Joey Votto, leading the Phillies, doing the Braves some good there too. Cubs on top of the Pirates. Cardinals leading the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Cardinals a half game behind the Reds in the NL Central. Here's big old Adam Dunn. Struck out and singled.
You think there was ever a time in his life where they called him Little Adam?
I don't even at birth, probably that didn't even happen.
No. Like when his grandparents would call his mom and say, why don't you come over and bring little Adam with you? That probably never happened.
He's 6'6". A ball and a strike with a runner on. Fly ball down the left side. Hinsky gives chase, but it's out of play.
Tough time of night, too, for the outfielders. Got to get some help from the infielders in the twilight in case there's a high pop-up, and this guy can hit him a mile high.
Again, 41 extra base hits, the most in the National League. And in a scoreless game, he bats in the 6th with a runner on. Braves again have that shift in place. Ground ball to the right side. Chipper will be the guy who tries to turn 2.
Again, there is another case of Tim just being careful, challenging Adam Dunn inside, but making sure that he was right in on his belt buckle. If he wanted to hit it, he was going to try to break his bat. Max got a wrap on that forearm now, too. Try to keep the swelling down.
Took a foul tip off the forearm earlier and has stayed in there. Towards second, Escobar to Chipper, and they just get one.
Guys are having a little trouble hanging on baseball tonight. I mean, it's hot and humid, and their hands get a little sweaty. And Chipper can't get the grip on that one, coming across in his old shortstop fashion. Might have had a play. 98 pitches for Tim. His season high for pitches is just 109. Back on May 21st.
He faces Josh Willingham with 2 down here in the 6th in a scoreless game. And his next pitch will be number 100.
Man, another good pitch. Josh Willingham, I bet he's done that 10 times already tonight. Four strikes. And he is due to lead off in the 6th.
We await a 1-1 to Willingham. 2 balls and a strike. One thing we've seen, Joe, in the last couple of games we've seen Strasburg pitch is that the guys he's faced have brought it too. Gavin Floyd was great for the White Sox against him, and then Brian Bannister last time out for Kansas City in handing Strasburg his first loss. And Hudson pitching well tonight. Induces a grounder right back to him. We are still scoreless. Going to the bottom of the 6th.
Is presented by authority of Atlanta National League Baseball Club Incorporated and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Braves.
Bottom half of the 6th inning. And Tim Hudson leads off against Steven Strasburg. Scoreless here at Turner Field. If you expected a duel, you've gotten just that here on a Monday night in Atlanta.
And the Nationals have not been scoring any runs for this guy. Got shut out his last start against Kansas City. No runs tonight. One run against the White Sox. Left tied 1-1. That's not fair. Throw the pitcher a curveball. Come on.
He has struck out 4 of the last 5 he's faced. Check that. 5 of the last 6 he's faced.
I think he's getting loose.
And that's 4 in a row. So back to the top of the order, and Martin Prado, who's grounded to third twice. Leads baseball with 108 hits, leads the National League in hitting at 334, and leads baseball in multi-hit games with 36. Looking for his first hit of the night.
Braves starting their third time through the order. See if they've learned something. Actually, they've had some good at-bats against him through the first 4 innings. Get a piece of pudge.
I mean, they came out in the first, and there were 3 hard hit balls by Cabrera, Chipper, and McCann.
He just joined us, yeah. Cabrera was thrown out at the plate to end the inning. That's something that doesn't happen very often right there. When he elevates the fastball, it is so almost impossible to get a piece of that because of the way it's taking off, and Martin stayed alive.
The 0-2. That's 5 in a row.
He hit the target, and somehow I think James Hoy is being influenced a little bit by the fact that he's hitting the target. Not to take anything away from him, and he's making some good pitches, but the umpire can't be influenced by just the fact that he's hitting a target, especially if Pudge is setting up off the plate.
So here's Cabrera.
On that pitch from Strasburg. A few more fastballs, not as many off-speed pitches the last couple of innings. Maybe they felt like the Braves were sitting on the off-speed stuff.
He's ahead of Melky 1-2. Back to the first inning.
Brian McCann laced this ball to left field, but he hit it too hard. Willingham came up throwing, made a great throw to the plate. All Pudge had to do was catch it and hang on. If it weren't a perfect throw, they wouldn't have gotten him.
Tap toward first and foul. 72 pitches for the 21-year-old Nats rookie.
He'll be 22 next month. Jim Riggleman took over for Manny Acta last year.
Hit hard to first. Dunn stayed with it to Strasburg for the out. Another 1-2-3 inning for Steven Strasburg. We have played 6 scoreless.
Of Coca-Cola. Where else could you hug a 7-foot-tall polar bear? Take home a free 8-ounce glass bottle of Coke. Experience a thrilling 4D theater and taste beverages from around the world. Visit the world of Coca-Cola today.
We welcome you back. Top half of the 7th. To a scoreless duel between Tim Hudson and Steven Strasburg. Roger Bernardino will lead it off in the top half of the 7th.
Hey, congratulations to our crew. Our production crew was honored Saturday night, the Southeastern Emmy Awards, and Peachtree TV baseball coverage was honored with an Emmy.
Outstanding.
And tip of the cap to all the folks. Camera operators, tape operators, graphics people, directors, producers. Yes, producers.
Bernardina has a leadoff double here in the 7th. Now, well deserved. Well deserved. The guys who do the real work, the men and women.
Good team effort. Nationals have had a couple of guys reach second tonight. Bernardina did it in the 2nd inning. Adam Dunn reached second. In fact, the Nationals had first and second, 2 out in the 4th, and he struck out Bernardina to end the inning. But another leadoff guy on. They're 0 for 8 when men on base.
Here's Ian Desmond. Try to move that runner over to third, and does. So now the tie-breaking run 90 feet away.
Moylan and Venners loosening up behind Hudson. He's at 105 pitches. You got Strasburg on deck. If Gonzalez doesn't get him in, it'll be interesting to see if they pinch hit for him. And in fact, somebody's come out on deck for him already.
That's Adam Kennedy. Nothing going as they pitched out with a runner at third and Gonzalez at the plate. He struck out twice. And Huddy's now throwing 106 pitches.
And as we suspected, the official scorer did change that ruling on the ground ball to Escobar off the bat of Desmond in the 5th inning. It's changed from an error to an infield hit. So only 2 errors for the Braves now, 5 hits for the Nats.
Braves infield on the edge of the grass.
Trying to defend against a possible squeeze play here. Pitched out. Bluffed pickoff.
Slap foul on the right side. Ball and a strike.
Gonzalez just hasn't played that much, but he is 1 for 3 getting the runner in from third with less than 2 outs. Only 12 at bats this year with runners in scoring position, 2 for 12 coming in.
He's 1 for his last 18 with those 2 strikeouts tonight. And he's behind in the count 1-2.
Well, he's the big out of the inning right now. Knowing that the pitcher's on deck, even though Kennedy's in the on deck circle, we saw Strasburg in the dugout still with his helmet on. Gonzalez has chased some breaking balls tonight. You may be able to get him to chase one here without throwing it for a strike.
He struck him out. Got him to fish. 2 down.
Well, that's exactly what he did. He didn't. That ball never had any part of the plate, and Gonzalez just waved at it. And Strasburg, in fact, will hit for himself and stay in the game. But he's put the ball in play twice tonight. Hasn't been an easy touch for Tim Hudson.
Grounded to short, reached on a fielder's choice. He's up there hacking.
He's a big guy and he's got a bat in his hand. Anything could happen. And he's motivated. That's a run for him.
6'4", 220 is Strasburg. Bats with 2 out in a scoreless game in the 7th.
Season high in pitches for Tim at 111 now. Oh my. Tim Hudson never is this demonstrative with an umpire. And he doesn't know if it's up or outside. He can't figure it out. Two-seamer coming back to the plate. It's not a comeback enough for him.
2-1. Back up the middle. Escobar throws him out. It's a good night's work for Tim Hudson. He's shutting him out as we go to the bottom.
And that is a felony.
How do you know that they're fake?
Leprosy?
The Offer, Tuesday at 6 on Peachtree TV.
We go to the bottom of the 7th. Time for the no-out question. The game built by the Home Depot. Tonight it comes from Werner, who wants to know, do you guys think that Steven Strasburg should make the All-Star game and All-Star team? And that is a really good question and one that is circulating around baseball a lot right now, Werner. You can go first, Ernie. Hit it.
You know, part of me says, and a lot of players have said, hasn't been around long enough, make him earn it a little bit more. the other side of that argument is the game means something. Whoever wins the All-Star game gets home field in the World Series. And are there 12 pitchers you'd take ahead of Steven Strasburg? I don't know. And you know, Jim Riggleman today was saying he might even be embarrassed. And that's the word he used. Strasburg would probably be embarrassed to be included in that company at this point.
Again, he's a guy who doesn't want special treatment. He doesn't want to be just given the All-Star. He wants to earn it. He might have 4 more starts before the All-Star break. Well, maybe not that many. 2 or 3 anyway. That would make it more justifiable. But just to appoint him to the All-Star team, I don't think so.
Chipper ahead 2-0. And now 3-0 to start the bottom of the 7th. And Strasburg snapped that ball back from Pudge Rodriguez.
And he's only thrown 76 pitches. He may be, in his uniform soaking wet, he may be a little tired just from the heat.
Taken all the way. Chipper draws a leadoff walk in the 7th.
Steve McCaddy is the pitching coach, standing by the phone in case Riggleman wants somebody to get up. In fact, they've got some activity already in their bullpen. Great to get Tim Hudson a run here.
Right back where it came from by Brian McCann. First and second. Nobody out.
First pitch again. Brian McCann was hitting 600 after his first pitch single in the first. And singles again here in the 7th on the first pitch on a 97-mile-an-hour heater and hit it right back at him. This big crowd into it, boy, doing the chop and the chant. Sean Burnett is the left-hander. Bruce Storen, the right-hander. The most hits allowed by Strasburg came in his last start to Kansas City. 6 innings, 9 hits, but he didn't give up but 1 run.
The Braves have scored 142 runs from the 7th inning on. That's the high in the major leagues. They're trying to break through here in the 7th against Strasburg in a 0-0 game. It's been a dandy here at Turner Field. And Troy Gloss hits with 2 on and nobody out.
Troy's numbers by month with runners in scoring position outstanding after April. Everything in April he'd just like to forget about. May and June have been great. He's hitting .364 in this situation in June.
Boy, did he have a cut.
Ian Desmond wants Rodriguez to come out. He doesn't know if Chipper might be conveying signs to Gloss. And at the very least, he wanted them to change their signs, and that's what they're talking about right now. Troy had a good hack at that breaking ball. And maybe that's why they thought maybe he knew what was coming. It could have also been that he was just looking for it.
Chipper at second, McCann at first. Gloss swings right through it, 1-2. Strasburg trying to work out of a jam here in the 7th. Has that calming influence of Pudge Rodriguez, 38 years old, behind the plate. 17 years older than Washington's rookie pitcher. The 1-2.
That was 99, folks, and he was wasting a fastball, and it was way outside. And even at age 38, you got it. Pudge Rodriguez is cat quick. We'll go over there and backhand that 99 heater.
Towards short. And off the glove. Everybody's safe. They're loaded with nobody out.
Give an assist to Chipper Jones on that one, Ernie. He did everything he could to distract Desmond. Watch him. Just almost stuck in front of it. And then after Desmond didn't have a play, he looked at third base toward Chipper like, you rascal. What a break, because that was tailor-made double play ball.
Instead, they're loaded. For Eric Hinsky, who struck out twice.
This is your opportunity. High average for Hinsky in this spot.
Grounded foul, pass first. Ball and a strike. A walk, a single, and an E6. Those are the ingredients here in the bottom of the seventh. To a bases loaded, nobody out situation facing Steven Strasburg.
Their middle infielders are not all the way in. They're about halfway.
Breaking ball missed. 2-1.
Gonzalez is shorter than Desmond. Playing in a little closer because Hinsky's a left-handed hitter. Figuring if the ground ball's hit to him, he'll come home.
3 balls and 1 strike. They're standing at Turner Field.
First bases loaded situation for Strasburg in his big league career.
Fly ball, center field. Niger Morgan back. This will score a run. It's 1-0.
Several elements there that led to the first run of the ball game, and that was Chipper's patience drawing the walk to get the inning started. McCann just leveling on that first pitch to him, and then Chipper's base running, kind of distracting Desmond to load him up for Hinsky, who came through. Boy, Eric Hinsky's had some big RBIs, hasn't he? I'd smile too, Tim. How about some more runs?
Yunel Escobar takes inside 1-0.
And now it's Strasburg who stares in at James Hoy, and Rodriguez who turns around to ask Hoy, where was that pitch? Wasn't at the target. He didn't give it to him. Looked like a good pitch. A lot of breaking balls this inning. Trying real hard to get the Braves to, if they do make contact, hit it on the ground at somebody.
He's at 90 pitches. The biggest deficit he's faced is 1 run so far in his starts. Happened a couple of times. He's down 1-0 now. And that's foul past third. He trailed against Pittsburgh 2-1. Then the Nats scored 3 in the 6th. He trailed 1-0 against the White Sox. They came back to tie. And he lost to Kansas City 1-0. Here it's Atlanta 1-0. Breaking through in the bottom half of the 7th. Braves just 1 for 13 with 2 strikes. It's a 1-2 count to Escobar. Line drive, base hit left. Boy, did he put a good swing on that, Joe.
One too many breaking balls, Ernie. There was a changeup, as it turned out. But he threw nothing but an assortment of off-speed pitches, and just drilled that changeup down and in. And that's going to end his night. Listen to this huge crowd.
This call to the
We hope you're enjoying tonight's game. Now, I got a quick reminder for you. To get even closer to the game, make sure you follow us on Twitter and become a fan on Facebook. You'll have a chance to win tickets to future Braves games, concerts, and so much more. It is fast, it is easy, and most of all, it is fun. Join the conversation. Go Braves!
The Braves have broken through here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. It ended the night for Steven Strasburg after 6 1/3. There is Stan Kasten, the Nationals president. A lot of friends still here in Atlanta.
And this is Sean Burnett, who's on for his 34th game. He's pitched real well in recent days. A 2.00 ERA in his last 19 appearances since May 10th, but he's gone 0-4 since then. And averaging almost a strikeout per inning pitched.
Gregor Blanco leads it off against him. The 6th Atlanta hitter of the inning here in the 7th. Strasburg now with 48 strikeouts and 7 walks in his 5 starts. Struck out 7, walked 2 tonight. And the runners at the corners belong to him.
Another big run sitting there at third base with less than 2 outs. Gregor's tough to double up. He just put it in play here or deliver a sacrifice fly. How about a
lays it down, and that'll score the run. All hands safe. The squeeze was not on, but Blanco laid it down and scored Gloss from third.
No, he did that on his own. That was a great idea against the left-handed pitcher, and it was a beauty. Troy Gloss didn't get caught watching the paint dry either. He was hustling in. That's a big third run. Gregor's really played well.
His first RBI. Braves lead at 3-0. And Omar Infante to hit for Tim Hudson.
There's some very interesting numbers relative to the attendance tonight, Ernie. Amazing numbers. The attendance tonight is 42,889. Awesome crowd, great crowd. That represents, since the last start by Steven Strasburg, though, when it was obvious he was going to pitch tonight, the Braves have sold 21,608 tickets to see him.
The one-word definition of that is phenomenon.
They sold 9,601 tickets today. That is phenomenal.
And they watched him shut the Braves out for 6. But the home team has gotten to him here in the 7th.
So there's always that announcement, you know, of tonight's attendance, 42,889. The Braves, thank you, and Steven Strasburg.
He showed you that mob just watching him warm up tonight out by the bullpen. As Infante takes 3-1. Well, what's your initial reaction having seen him now in person?
My first thought is the Braves have 4 more series with the Nationals. They might see him 4 more times. Oh boy.
Grounded. Pass Berg. That's going to score a run. In a weekend series with the Orioles, bad defense plagued this team. And now it's happening again tonight here in Atlanta.
And Omar Infante again comes through, this time off the bench as a pinch hitter. Glancing blow off the Gold Glover's glove, and Desmond overruns it, pushes Zimmerman out of the way. By the time he recovers, Escobar gets waved home by Brian Snitker, and Blanco goes first to third on the play. Outstanding base running, and the Braves taking advantage of some poor defense and some bad breaks on that occasion for Washington.
Seventh, lead at 4-0. They had chased Steven Strasburg. Sean Burnett came on. Now he's gone, and Bruce Storen is on, the third pitcher of the inning for Washington.
Big brother advice right there from Chipper. He'll be giving, you know, a little love with respect to the way things have gone for him tonight, and what a big hit he got there to drive in a run after originally being charged with a second error tonight that's subsequently been changed.
Yeah, one of the hardest hit balls off of Strasburg. And it was his single that chased the Washington starter. One out, runners at first and third. Martin Prado looking for his first hit.
That action in the dugout, though, Ernie, I mean, I have no idea what Chipper just said to but it goes to what I was talking about earlier about how you can't pout, you can't sulk. You got to keep your head in the game because, as you said, it's a scoreless game. Anything might happen. Well, he comes up in a huge spot in the ball game and delivers. He was able to regroup, put his mind on his business, and got a big hit. That's outstanding. Made him sit back and look at him, look him in the eye.
We call it veteran leadership from Chipper. Inning started with a walk to Chipper. McCann single. Loss reached on an error. Eric Hinsky, a huge sacrifice fly to break the scoreless tie, then Escobar delivered. Blanco laid down a bunt to score a run. And Omar Infante with an infield single. As the Nats kind of pinballed it around. Add it all up, it's 4-0. And Tim Hudson resting comfortably after 7 hard innings of work. Prado to right. Bernardina makes the play. The throw to the plate will be cut off, and it's 5-0.
This has been a tremendous inning. All around with execution, good base running. Just an outstanding inning for the Braves to take the lead and put a 5 spot on the board. Martin doesn't have a hit tonight, but he just picked up an RBI.
Melky Cabrera, the 9th Brave to bat in the inning. Bouncing around back there.
Yeah, I thought he got crossed up.
It was Storen whose wild pitch on Saturday allowed the go-ahead run to score as they dropped the second of 3 games to the Orioles. There was always something going on over the weekend as they blew 3 leads.
Baby.
With all due respect, you go to Baltimore and have leads like they had, especially the first 2 games.
You got to win.
And you can't nail it down. That's more than bad luck. Miguel Batista throwing in their bullpen. They're checking to see if he's ready to go.
Cabrera takes 2 balls and a strike.
Remember that Strasburg had just gone through a stretch where he'd struck out 6 of the last 8 batters he had faced coming into this inning. It was as if he was getting stronger. But he walked Chipper to start the inning, and that opened it all up.
Full count to Melky Cabrera. Oh, those bases on balls even when you throw 100.
Yeah. be a very profitable night if they can finish it off. Florida and the Phillies both losing in the ninth.
Well, Cabrera on with a walk. Runners at first and second. And the guy who started this whole thing off, Chipper Jones, steps to the plate. He has shown his value in so many different ways in this game. Whether that's from taking a 99-mile-an-hour fastball to left field for a base hit, to starting an inning with a walk, to serving as a screen on a ground ball to short, to getting in somebody's not really in their face, but just getting with Escobar in the dugout and saying, hey, it's all right.
Yeah, there's a lot happened.
Yeah.
There's a lot more to being a leader than hitting those 3-run homers that he delivered the other night. Those are huge, and those are what he gets paid to do, but it goes beyond that, especially at this stage of his career.
He waits on an 0-2.
Come on, Chip.
He's already extended his hitting streak to 11 games.
Chip. Come on, Chip.
From the long bottom of the seventh here for the Braves.
As he has been his entire career, he's a much better hitter when he's got a chance to drive in runs. He's just not the leadoff type.
It's been an even longer frame for the Nats. 5 Atlanta runs are in. To tell us in the truck, Glenn Diamond, Lonnie Dale have the stopwatch running at 28 minutes now in this bottom half of the seventh. So Mickey's hand has almost gone all the way down to the bottom of it. I'm sorry. 2-2. Looks like Punch got crossed up again there. 3-2.
Storen's got some pretty good numbers. 19 innings, 14 strikeouts, just a 189 average against him, but he's also walked 9 in 19 innings. He's walked 10 now. He's walked Cabrera this inning too.
Chipper goes down swinging to end the seventh, but a productive inning for the Braves. They score 5 times, and we're heading to the 8th.
The 8th. And fans, hey everybody, don't forget, Peachtree TV is back-to-back episodes of Family Guy weeknights at 7 o'clock, followed by a full hour of House of Pain weeknights at 8, right here on Peachtree TV.
Omar Infante remains in the game in left field. And you can see Johnny Venters on in relief of Tim Hudson, who delivers high to Nigel Morgan here in the 8th.
Johnny Venters was in 2 of the games against the Tigers. Pitched well, an inning and a third. Zeros across, couple of strikeouts. Billy Wagner was not available the last 2 days against the Tigers because of an ankle problem. He had to have a cortisone shot in it, but has reported that it's coming around nicely, and I'm not sure if he's available tonight or not, but with a 5-run lead, I would guess they won't want to use him.
Yes, he did indeed. Nigel Morgan tried to check. Goes down swinging.
Yes, he did, as James Hoy said.
Seventh strikeout for Atlanta pitching. And you're happy for Tim Hudson on a night like this. He battled.
Boy, did he ever.
And he left the game scoreless, and the Braves came through with 5 in the 7th.
Only 1-2-3 inning. That was the 3rd. Everything else was out of the stretch. But he did have a couple of double plays turned behind him. Or make it 1 behind him. That was in the 1st inning. But he leads the major leagues in that category. 15 of them.
Count is 0-2. Get a load of this number on Johnny Venters. Hitters are 4 for 58 with 2 strikes, and they're all singles.
That's putting people away.
Fly ball to right. Cabrera 2 down. Strangest thing down there in the front row, that last foul ball was just tapped over there into the 2nd or 3rd row, and they're just now finding it down there in those SunTrust seats. Took 2 pitches for them to find that ball, looking up and down and underneath every seat. Here's Ryan Zimmerman. He grounded into that 1st inning double play, also grounded to 3rd, and drew a walk in the 6th.
Reds beat the Phillies 7-3. That's a final. 2 outs in the 9th. Florida leading the Mets 10-3 in Puerto Rico.
Right back to Venters. That's your basic 1-2-3 inning. We're going to the bottom of the 8th. Braves on top 5-zip.
Pitching matchup is brought to you by Dodge Ram. Visit ramtrucks.com or call your local Ram dealer today. Derek Lowe will go against the just announced Craig Stammen, who will be recalled and will work for Washington tomorrow. They're at 9-5. Stammen does have a few innings in so far on the year. And like John Lannon, the left-hander, was sent back to AAA to get some work in, try to get some things squared away. So we'll find out if Mr. Stammen's work in AAA has helped.
Riggleman, as late as his pregame meeting with reporters, had not decided who was going to throw tomorrow night. New pitcher on for Washington is Miguel Batista.
Well, our info came from the Nationals MLB.com website. Just in case anyone wants to know.
Batista, the fourth pitcher that Riggleman has used tonight. Started with Steven Strasburg, who pitched into the seventh. 6 1/3. Braves finally reached him and broke a scoreless tie. Brian McCann rounds out.
After the foul tip off the forearm, Brian had a wrap on his arm, and now he's got a real sleeve on it.
I'm sure that thing is going to be beautiful tomorrow morning.
Well, you can still see a little lump in there. It might be some of the wrap he has on it, but the catcher just takes such a beating, and every day got to go right back out there.
There's going to be black and blue and purple and stitch marks and Bud Selig's name backwards and all kind of stuff on that arm.
Yeah.
Here's Gloss with one down.
Okay.
David Ross, as you know, is the backup, but David's been nursing a sore right hand that is wrapped, and he's going to have to give that a few days before he can make a start because of the foul tip he took in Chicago. He did catch an inning or two last night or yesterday.
Ball and 2 strikes. This is down there in the on-deck circle, and Johnny Venters, a rare AB opportunity.
That'd be nice for him to finish up the ball game. Got him 1, 2, 3 in the 8th. Get his first AB.
Fly ball to right. Bernardino camps under it. 2 down.
First big league at bat for Johnny Venters. Check out his hack.
What's the book on him, Joe?
Mostly that he steps in the bucket. They're going to have to work on that. And I don't have any idea. I'm just going to take a wild guess at the pitcher. His first at bat. Let's see. Hey, look at the smile on his face. Oh. Look to right, hit it to left.
A no-look swing.
What fun.
Come on, Johnny.
Not a love body.
Bad, considering he's standing as far from the plate as he possibly can.
And still be in the ballpark.
Trying to figure out whose bat he might be using that's panicking over in the dugout. Ball
and 2 strikes. Swing hard, kid. You might hit something.
Yeah. I'm told it says 54 on the knob. That would be Chris Medlin. Don't worry, Chris.
A 1-2-3, bottom of the 8th. Oldham Braves going to the 9th.
For our Perks and Partners newsletter at PeachtreeTV.com. And we'll send you information and links about all that Peachtree TV has to offer, including Braves information and any PeachtreeTV.com update. Also, follow us on Twitter and become a fan on Facebook. Go Braves!
For that Tim Lincecum haircut. Mighty popular.
Yeah, it is.
We are going to the 9th. And a reminder to stay tuned after the game for the AT game summary. Expertly delivered, as always, by my partner Joe Simpson. AT&T, rethink possible.
Just trying to get ready.
I read that just like you wrote it. The Braves with 5 runs in the 7th. Lead at 5-0 here in the 9th. Adam Dunn to lead it off against Johnny Venters.
This will be fun to watch. See how he pitches this big bruiser. Just aren't that many left-handed guys with this kind of stuff. 95, 96 with movement.
That's look at that piece of firewood.
That had no shot.
Landed over there like a shot put. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That's what the standings look like until this game is over. If the Braves can get 3 outs, they'll add a half game to that lead. Look at another one.
one down here in the 9th. You can heat a home for an entire winter with what he's going through.
Oh boy. Johnny Venters. He's let Adam Dunn know that next time bring up something a little stronger. Wow. He didn't even want his batting gloves. He threw them in the crowd.
They're full of splinters. Be careful, kids.
We saw Matt Thornton pitch for the White Sox against the Braves. And that short road trip up there, boy, was he impressive. He's one of those left-handers that can bring it. 96, 97 miles an hour. What a good arm he has.
Well, 3-0 here to Josh Willingham. Braves shutting out the Nats 5-0 in the ninth. Tim Hudson in line for win number 8. One thing you do not want to do, the Braves have the luxury of a 5-run lead here in the ninth as Roger Bernardino stands in. He's had a couple of hits, struck out once.
Another thing too, Ernie, is that while he's saving the rest of the bullpen by working 2 innings tonight, if he has a relatively quick inning, like gets a double play here with 21 pitches, he might be able to use him tomorrow night for a hitter.
Bernardino tried to hold up but couldn't. 0-2. One of Johnny Venner's biggest supporters is the guy in the locker next to him, Matt Diaz, who was continually telling him, you got the best stuff of any left-hander in the league. Believe it.
Now Matt has been allowed to, been cleared to go to Gwinnett and start some rehab work. Start swinging the bat.
Here's the 1-2. Who needs caffeine? That'll jolt you awake.
Comes the slider. No, stay with the fastball.
"12 straight games in the division for the Braves. Starting it off on the right foot here. 2 outs away from taking the opener. It's Washington and Florida here, on the road to Philadelphia and New York before the All-Star break. Breaking ball missed. 3-2. Now stop messing around here.
Yeah, he didn't want to do that. He didn't want to throw it at him and have it break. He wanted it to go at the middle of the plate and have it break away and have him chase it. And try it again.
Back-to-back walks with 1 out.
And this is a stall trip to the mound because Billy Wagner has just gotten up to start playing catch.
He said that ankle had been bothering him for about 10 days or so. Pitched through it, got his 400th save on Friday night.
Dodgers had a big comeback. Excuse me, the Yankees had a big comeback against the Dodgers last night. How about the way the Rangers pelted Roy Oswalt in that late game last night?
Rangers are sizzling, Josh Hamilton in particular. There's a strike to Ian Desmond. He struck out. He reached first on what was originally called an error on Yunel Escobar, changed to an infield hit, and has laid down a sacrifice. The 1-1. Line foul, a ball and 2 strikes. Now Johnny Venner's doing what he has to do. That's throw strikes here with 2 on. And the Braves leading 5-0. He got him 1-2-3 in the 8th. Trying to put him away here in the 9th. 2-2. Christian Guzman has grabbed a bat. He's in the on-deck circle.
Johnny came in just firing bullets in the 8th. Got the first out here in the 9th, and then looked like he started aiming the ball a little bit. Willingham flying open a little bit.
That's better. Strikes him out. And that's 2 down here in the 9th.
That's way more better.
Guzman will bat for Gonzalez, who struck out 3 times tonight.
Well, the biggest out of the ball game, I thought, was runner third, 1 out when Gonzalez was up there in the 7th, and Tim Hudson able to strike him out. That was huge. And then Strasburg hit for himself and grounded out.
Grounded towards short. Chipper cuts it off, throws across, and the Braves win it and shut out the Nats 5-0. Johnny Venners comes on and works 2. And the Braves earn their first home shutout of 2010. Tim Hudson getting win number 8. Braves win at 5.